Hi, boys and girls. Shout out to Jay, Sincere, and Xavier for doing the homework a whole day ahead of time, for logging onto Schoology and noticing that a new assignment was posted on Tuesday night that was actually for Wednesday night. So thank you for being so ahead of the game that you did your homework a day early. Hopefully you are listening to this video and doing this assignment now on time as well. So box plots. I'm hoping you talked about these last year. Sometimes they're called box and whisker plots. They look like this whole thing here, this funky looking thing. This nice little diagram kind of tells us what it is. So this endpoint here shows the lowest value in our data set. This endpoint here on the right shows the highest value. These little lines here are called whiskers. They look like little whiskers, right? Yeah, sort of? No? Okay. Then we have these things called quartiles. This is the first quartile right here. That first quartile is the median of the lower half of the data. So it's the median of the lower half of the data. This line right here is called the upper quartile, or the third quartile, and that is the median of the upper half of data. This middle line is the median of the entire data set. Okay, that's sometimes called the second quartile. The inner quartile range is from these two here, so it's the third quartile minus the first quartile. It's just another way to represent information. Sometimes it's called the 5-number summary. I don't know. Don't ask me why they came up with this. I've never really seen data represented in this way, but it is a way that they represent data that we need to show you and that you might have to read and interpret later on. So it could look something like this. A lot of times, though, this information here won't be there, so don't always look for that. But this lowest point here is the minimum. So the lowest temperature here was about here at 13 degrees. The highest temperature was about 55 degrees. So you could find the range using that information. Do 55 minus 13, and that gives us the range of the whole data. The first quartile, so the first half of data goes from, oh no, it doesn't really go from there, sorry. The first half of the data, whatever the first half of the data was, the median of that first half right here is at 23. The median of the upper half is up here at 44. If we wanted to find the interquartile range, if you do not know how to spell that, it was on the last page. So you could go back and look at how that is spelled, but interquartile range. So to find the interquartile range, you would do 44 minus 23. The median of the whole data set is right here at about, looks like it's a little bit more than 35, maybe 35 and a half. So we have all this information here. The only thing we don't have is what each individual data point is. Usually, it'll look like this. So no information is given to you. So this is the minimum point right here. So the minimum point is here at 6. This is the first quartile. First quartile is at 9. The median of the whole data set is here in the middle at 11. And then here is the third quartile at 14. And the highest value, the maximum, is at 18. That's how you need to know how to read that. Interquartile range is the third quartile minus, so interquartile range, okay, is the third quartile minus the first. Median is the median of the whole data set. The first quartile is the median of the first half. Third quartile is the median of the upper half. All right, what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to practice finding the MAD. So these are exercise times from an 8th grade class. Take these 8 numbers. Hopefully you still have a table like the one we have in class. I am totally fine with you writing all this on paper and not submitting it, but please show me tomorrow if you do not submit it. You're probably going to want to do this on paper anyway. So if you want to submit the final MAD, you can. Otherwise, bring it in on paper tomorrow because it will be a grade. Use what we did in class. Don't get mad, get glad. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.